In this set of 4 head pins, which are getting a little bit more complicated, we're going to be doing the paddle pin. I've called this the infinity pin. There's the trefoil pin and a loop-the-loop pin. I don't know what that's called, it probably hasn't got a name. As with all of the head pins, make sure that the wire you're using is thin enough to thread your beads onto. I'm using 0.6mm wire, which is, let me have a look at my chart, 0.6mm is 23 gauge. You can use a bit thicker, especially for this paddle pin. You'll get a bigger end to it if you use a slightly thicker wire, but don't go too thick. Okay, so we'll start with the paddle pin. I will grab my first piece of wire. I'm just keeping them on the length here, there's no need to cut them short. I will trim the end off flush, possibly file it if you feel the need, and we can file it after we've hammered it as well. All the tools and the materials are listed in the description below. With this paddle pin, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit just that end of the wire with my hammer using a hit and drag action. Hit and drag until we get that sort of shape. Don't hit it hard, it's very thin wire. You don't have to splay it out too much if you don't want to. You just got to make sure that the bead you're using will not slip over the edge. So let's have a wee look. If it stops it, and that's where you want to stop, then that's fine. Or you can keep on hammering. For a slightly bigger effect. And obviously the thicker the wire, the bigger you can make that. Then all you need to do is just make sure there's no sharp edges, there's nothing much happening there. But if there are any sharp edges, just file very gently around the edges. And you could use some wire wool or some really fine grit sandpaper, the anywhere between the 1200 and the 2300 grit sandpaper. That's your first one, so we'll cut that to a suitable length. So that is your paddle head pin. Nice and easy and very pretty, particularly if you're going to make that into earrings. The next one I'll do, I've called the infinity one, just because it's the figure of 8, like the infinity symbol. Again, cut the end of your wire flush. When I say flush, it's the flat end, the flat side of the plier against the piece of wire you're keeping. Take your round nose pliers. Now you can mark these if you wish to, if you're going to make quite a lot of these, with a marker pen at the point where you want your loops to be, the size you want your loops to be. So for instance, you would mark it there. For this video, I'm just going to eyeball it, and you can make your loops as big or as small as you wish. So let's make them quite small. Grip it in flush with the pliers, the round nose pliers, and just bend the wire around until you can go no further. Release the pliers and spin them round till you have made a full circle. Then you're going to just pull those pliers round so that it's on the join where the wire touches the wire, and then you're going to come around this way and around this nose of this side, so around this nose until you can go no further. Then you remove your pliers and just pop one back in, grip, and bring round all the way around to create the second circle, and then come up through the middle of your figure of 8. And if you need to, press it firmly with your finger and thumb just to make sure they're lying flat. Simple as that. Not a difficult one to make at all, actually. And I'll just show you what that looks like with a bead on. Thread your beads on, bead or beads. That's how that looks. It's quite a nice little shape, that one. The next one we're going to make is the trefoil, the 3 loops. So as before, flush cut your end, use your round nose pliers, grip so it's flush, make your first loop, then turn and come back the other direction and make your second loop, or the start of your second loop. Remove the pliers, pop one nose in, come all the way round. So you have that shape, and then you're going to put one nose in the shape that you made, and with the wire come back in the opposite direction, or as far as you can go. Take your pliers out, pop one nose back in, and I could come up there, but it won't make a nice circle, so I'm going to come all the way round and come up between those two circles. So the circle I've just made and the one, I think that's probably the first circle I made. Come up through, straighten your wire and cut off to the desired length. Okay, that's that one. And finally, I like this one, it's very pretty. So this is slightly different. It's useful to have your bail pliers for this one. If you don't have bail pliers, use something like a pencil or anything round that you've got that's of the right size. You can see from my round nose pliers, they're probably too small for that sort of circle. Okay, so we're going to start further up into the wire, a good 2 inches up. Choose your diameter of circle that you want and make your first loop. We're going to just cross those over like that. So we've got a P shape in the wire, and at this point I'm going to, with my hammer, I'm not going where the wire crosses, just the circle itself, ever so gently, just give that a little tap to thicken the wire a bit, and it'll strengthen it. Should be enough. And then, either with round nose pliers or we'll carry on with your bail pliers, I'm going to go up through where that wire crosses and bring this one all the way round as far as I can go. Pop the nose of my pliers up through that centre of that loop so that I can come all the way round. And I've made my second loop. Oops, try not to pull it out of. I've made my second loop. And then with your round nose pliers or any other pliers which will fit in that tiny circle, hold in there and just bring that wire up so that you've now got that sort of lollipop shape, and the shorter end of the wire is going to wrap round. So I'm just going to hold that loop in there just to keep it steady, and I'm going to wrap round where the longer wire joins. Take it steady on this because it's quite easy to bend out of shape. Now you can go around once, twice, or as many times as you wish to. I'm going to go around twice. I think I'm happy with that. I might need to readjust that a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is snip off that excess wire as close to the main wire as possible. Tuck that end in with my pliers. Probably the trickiest part of the operation, especially when you can't see very well like me. I've got the wrong glasses on as usual. Where's the end? There. Just pop that in a little bit just so it's not sticking out. That's lovely. Check you're happy with the shape. This might take a bit more practice because it's quite easy to bend that circle out of shape. But you're using such a small amount of wire, you can just use scraps for making head pins. And it's a really good way of practicing your tool skills. So if you've got lots of little scraps and you want to have a go at making head pins. And then the ones you're happy with, you just pop in a box and use for later on. I'm just going to cut that to the desired length. Very big, so this is a really big hold bead. A massive hole in that. Let's see what that looks like. That's perfect. It stops anything falling off, that one. And it looks quite good with a small one, I suspect. So there you go. How to make your head pins, and then you would stack your beads on these to make perhaps earrings or bracelet links or anything you have in mind that would work. Make a lovely pair of dangly earrings. So there you go, that's your head pins. Hope you like this one. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and if you haven't subscribed already, please think about it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.